It's been about 24 hours since the releasing of the new film, The Book of Clarence, and here's my take on it. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I had a lot of people in my DMs, I had friends, I had family that wanted to know what my take on of a movie of this kind of construct. Due to the fact that majority of my content is based on biblical, historical, and the true identity of the people of Israel. But before we get into that, let's get an understanding on what the subject of the matter is of which this movie is based upon. Now, the Book of Clarence is shot through the lens of a disbelieving, self-centered sinner named Clarence, and accuses Jesus, originally known as Yahusha in Hebrew, and all of his disciples to be false prophets. And now Clarence, who has made some bad gambling decisions, owes some dudes on the block some money, he ain't got it. Now this is when Clarence gets the idea to become like the man the people were proclaiming to be the Messiah. Side note, for the remaining part of this video, I will be only using the Messiah's Hebraic name, which was pronounced Yahusha. Now once Clarence takes on this persona as the false prophet, I can see! He will soon find himself face to face with the true power of Yahusha, which now this compelling moment for him leads him down a path to find redemption and rewrite his wrongs, even though it could be too late or he could even lose his life. Now let's revisit that question. Is this movie blasphemous or is it filled with some truth? Now to give my honest opinion on this movie, I think this movie was amazing.
Sensational.
And the reason why I say that is because I think it perfectly depicted the times of that era perfectly.
Wow.
Now I know it may make some people feel uncomfortable that the color of the Israelites were brown skin.
Oh my God. Call the police!
But not only that, you see things like people smoking gas pack, drinking, gambling. I mean, there was even a scene where it looked to be like a club of that time period. But the reason why I agree with this movie is because one, it wasn't blasphemous. Because nowhere in the movie did they have Yahusha doing things that was out of his character. They never had any of the disciples do things that was out of their character. Now, one thing is they do show what people would have been doing that lived worldly. And I feel like because we're used to the Western biblical movies, we only see the characters being holy if thou, instead of like how the scriptures said that they were.
Some people were thieves, some women sold their bodies, people were killers, people were greedy, and even the church was corrupted. And I feel like we have to get out of our religious mindset and realize the scriptures is talking about real people with real problems. That even in Mark chapter 6, it says that Yahusha had so many doubters in his hometown, he could only perform a small amount of miracles because they were disbelievers. And I think that if we understand the perspective of the storyline, this movie would make a lot more sense and you wouldn't be so quick to call it blasphemous.